Hi guys, I'm back with another video. Today we're diving into the magical world of underrated anime recommendations. And trust me, if you're tired of seeing the same old top 10 shonen fights that will leave you in tears videos, stick around because I'm about to blow your mind with some hidden gems. I present to you 6 anime that deserve way more love than they currently get. So grab your snacks because some of these recommendations may catch you off guard as much as finding out that your 4th grade crush liked pineapple on pizza. So let's begin the video. On number 6, Ishura. It is set in a world where humanity's greatest heroes have already taken down the ultimate boss, like the final boss. Imagine everyone came together, took one last group selfie with the big bad, and then he was gone. Yay. But now that the world's biggest threat has been obliterated, all these overpowered heroes are just standing around, twiddling their thumbs and wondering what to do next. So, what's a bunch of overpowered, ultra-competitive legends to do? Start fighting each other, of course. With no big villain left to punch, they decide to brawl it out to see who's the strongest of them all. It's like if the Avengers finished saving the universe and immediately started a massive wrestling match for bragging rights. Each hero brings their own unique set of skills, magical powers, and a flair for drama. From warriors with muscles on their muscles to mages who could rewrite reality if they weren't so busy bickering. Everyone's got something to prove. On number 5, Super Crooks. What happens when a bunch of wannabe supervillains get tired of getting their butts kicked by superheroes and decide to say, forget this, let's go international. This anime follows Johnny Bolt, a guy with electric powers and even more electric bad luck. After yet another failed heist and way too many super prison stints, Johnny realizes he needs a fresh start. And what's fresher than Europe? Johnny rounds up his gang of quirky, not-so-great criminals for one last totally foolproof heist. They're like the JV team of supervillains, more likely to trip over their own capes than actually pull off a crime. They've got a mind reader who mostly reads dirty thoughts, a guy who can multiply but loses track of himself, and a guy named the Ghost who's mostly good at being invisible when things go wrong. Their big plan? Rob the world's most untouchable, ruthless crime lord who also happens to have the temperament of a grizzly bear with a toothache. Genius, right? What could possibly go wrong? It's a wild ride full of ridiculous schemes, epic face palms, and the kind of teamwork that makes you wonder if these crooks are really in it for the loot or just for the laughs. On number 4, Sirius The Jaeger. It follows Yuli, a werewolf with a tragic backstory and even more tragic hair that somehow always looks perfect, who's on a mission to hunt down vampires. You know, because someone has to do it, and it might as well be a guy with a permanent scowl and a killer wardrobe. Yuli teams up with the Jaegers, a group of mismatched vampire hunters who travel around Japan disguised as an orchestra. Because who would suspect the vampire hunters to be the ones carrying violins and cellos, right? They've got a snazzy train that doubles as their mobile vampire hunting headquarters, complete with all the monster-slaying gadgets and the occasional musical number. Their main goal? To find a mystical artifact called the Ark of Sirius before the vampires do. Think of it as the ultimate game of capture the flag, except instead of flags, it's a dangerous relic that everyone wants for their own reasons. Sirius the Jaeger is filled with high-speed chases, dramatic slow-motion action scenes, and plenty of moments where Yuli broods dramatically in the moonlight. On number 3, Insomniacs After School. 2 high schoolers who bond over their mutual hatred of sleep, or rather, their inability to actually get any. Meet Ganta Nakami, a guy who's as allergic to a good night's sleep as he is to social interaction. And then there's Isaki Magari, a girl who's basically nocturnal, like an owl, but without the ability to turn her head all the way around. Both of them are wide awake when everyone else is dreaming away in class, so they stumble upon the school's abandoned observatory, which quickly becomes their secret hideout. They hang out, share stories, and try not to doze off mid-sentence. The observatory becomes their safe haven, where they avoid boring lectures and sleep through nothing, exploring their insomnia-induced hobbies like stargazing and contemplating the mysteries of the universe. Mostly though, just figuring out how not to nod off while standing. Insomniacs After School is like a quirky buddy comedy mixed with a midnight snack of existential crisis. It's all about finding your people, even if those people are just as tired, sleep-deprived, and weird as you are. On number 2, Darker Than Black. Set in a world where two mysterious gates have appeared, one in Tokyo and one in South America, things have gone from zero to what the heck is going on real quick. These gates have caused people, known as contractors, to develop crazy superpowers. But here's the kicker, they have to do something super weird to keep their powers going. Enter Hei, also known as the Black Reaper. He has the power to manipulate electricity and the appetite of a teenage boy, which is probably why he wears that dark trench coat to hide all the snacks he's hoarding. He's part of an elite group of contractors who are either saving the world or doing super shady stuff. Honestly, it's hard to tell sometimes. These contractors all have to pay a price every time they use their powers, which is just fancy talk for doing something completely random. Meanwhile, Hei is doing his best to keep a low profile as a masked vigilante, which isn't easy when your best friend is a talking cat and your job title is Professional Lightning Ninja. He navigates through a world of conspiracies, shadowy organizations, and people who are just as confused about their life choices as he is. On number 1, Dororo. It is based on a classic manga by the legendary Osamu Tezuka. Its original version came out in the 60s, but this anime adaptation dropped in 2019, and wow, it delivers. It's got that vintage feel mixed with modern animation that just slaps you in the face in the best way possible. Now, let me give you the lowdown on the plot. It's dark, it's epic, it's heart-wrenching. We're following this young samurai named Hyakkimaru. He was born with no limbs, no face, and no senses, because his dad, in a moment of pure desperation, made a deal with demons. Crazy, right? But here's the catch. While Hyakkimaru's out here trying to reclaim his body parts, he's also hunting down the demons who took them. Along the way, he meets Dororo, this scrappy little street kid who brings some much-needed humor and heart to the show. It's a wild journey of friendship, revenge, and let's just say, lots of sword fights. What I love about Dororo is how it dives into deep themes. We're talking about identity, what it means to be human, and the struggle between good and evil. You watch Hyakkimaru not only try to reclaim his physical form, but also discover what it truly means to have a soul. It's super philosophical and it gets you thinking. It's a must-watch. That's the end of this video. If you enjoyed, don't forget to subscribe. I'll see you in the next one.